Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone is having a fabulous Thursday night. I know that I am, and I'm super excited to introduce you to my friend, Dr. Sharon Adams. I cannot wait. She has been here once before, and I'm excited that she wants to share her business again with everyone. I love its cause. I love everything that about it. I explained it to my husband, and he really enjoyed it, so it was fun. I have one person watching. Let me see. Oh, I can't see who my viewers are. My viewers, my audience. No, okay, it just won't let me see you. Well, hello out there. I have two people watching. Hello, hello. Drop a comment below. Uh, drop some hearts, drop some likes. That would be great. I would love that. I know that I feel really silly asking for it, but the more engagement that I have during the video, actually, well, hello there, Dr. Sharon Adams. The more interaction that is around the video, the more people see it. So if you could, just drop some hearts, drop some likes, that would be great. And we're going to go ahead and add. We're adding. Hello there, Santa. Oh, ho, 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 greetings. We are adding. Hold on, it should split the screen. There we go.
Here, I'm here. Hi.
Hey, how are you?
I am doing great.
Fantastic. Fantastic. I am so glad to have you here again, friend.
Mhm.
So, why don't we go ahead and start from the top? Why are we here? I am so excited for you to break this down.
Well, as you may or may not know, in my other life, I was Dr. Sharon Adams. I was a pediatrician for over 27 years. And so I had the privilege of watching children go from babies to being amazing adults. But along the way, I often had very heartbreaking experiences, especially when a child had cancer or a family member got very sick. And I saw emotionally what people went through, but I saw financially what people went through. And we live in the only country in the world where people who have insurance can go bankrupt because someone gets sick. And is sad, but it's true that one diagnosis, just one, and one medical bill can change your life, it can change your finances, and it can change your future. So I am so thankful that now I have something that I can give back to people to spare them from that financial hardship. And I call it the best kept secret in healthcare. It's supplemental health coverage because so few people even know about it.
Now, I know that a lot of people, when they hear supplemental health insurance, they're like, yeah, 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 we've heard about that.
Mhm.
But what drew me to yours is when I sat through your presentation and I listened to everything that is so different from, well, Aflac is the first one that comes to mind.
Mhm.
Yours blows them out of the water. I mean, I was comparing numbers all night long, and I was just completely in shock about what your company does versus what, the top leading brands can do.
Well, last summer, the Better Business Bureau did a study on all of the supplemental health carriers in the US. There's about 10. Only one of them advertises on TV. Okay. And what they rated were verified consumer reviews. My company had 4.42 out of 5 stars. The number two company had 1.62 out of 5 stars. So we pride ourselves on customer service. And we have designed this for working people because um, a lot of people don't realize that your health insurance is really designed to pay doctors, hospitals, and clinics. But we pay you. And I have this little saying that I always say your health insurance pays doctors and hospitals, but I pay you to keep your family in business. And so instead of pulling out your checkbook, why not have another source of essentially income paid directly to you that would help you pay your electricity and fill up your food cart? And everyone in this country is paying more just to live for the basics. But also, healthcare costs have gone up. It's going to
They went
cost
up by
you more for
30%.
surgeries, hospitalizations. prescription medications, they have all gone up because it costs more to keep the lights in the hospital on. And
Yeah,
so we have to pay that cost. And so as consumers, we are now being asked to pay more and more out of pocket. And that's where supplemental coverage comes in, because instead of paying your doctor, we pay you directly. So the only relationship is with you and your diagnosis. We pay in addition to anything you already have.
right, because me and you, we went back and forth because I was like,
Mhm.
well, we have good health insurance. Like, okay,
Yes.
if this was to happen, it would be taken care of by the health insurance. And you're like, well, that's great. Well, then you can go ahead and you can use this money on how you need to. And I
Yes.
was like, but that doesn't make any sense. So you're telling me that if my hospital bill pays for everything, you're still telling me that I still get money back in my pocket
Right,
for all of
because
my
we have
hardship?
nothing to do with your health insurance.
That's
That is there to see that the doctor gets paid, but we're there to see that you get paid. And it pays in addition to your paid leave from work, any benefits you might have from work, whether you have workman's comp or what any other type of insurance you may have, long-term or short-term disability. These are funds are guaranteed to be paid to you.
I I love that. Okay, so I want to break down really quick. So we went into like some scary scenarios. What if one of the children, heaven forbid, get diagnosed with cancer? What we were talking about like hotel stays. We were talking
Mhm,
about flying. We were talking about
mhm,
finding the best doctor
mhm.
in the US. Can you go ahead and like break that down for everybody and what the difference between you and the other company is?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because having a little brother who has cancer and my husband is a cancer survivor, I know what families go through, and little kids do get cancer. And when that happens to you, your first thought is, where is a doctor in this country that can save their life? Your first thought is not who is in network, who's close by. You want only the best. And so for cancer and for heart, what we allow you is we give you 2,500 for each parent. So 2,500 for mom, 2,500 for dad to fly their child anywhere in the country to stay in a hotel. You get that automatically. It would be, and actually for children, both parents can go. That would be 5,000. We'd also pay 2,500 for the child to go. So that would be $7,500 for travel.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That just blows my mind. And then what do we do? Okay, so then hold on, Addison. Okay, I got that. I'm busy just right now, okay? Just hold on. So sorry.
No, no, I was a pediatrician, I understand. And sometimes it seems like they know mommy's doing something. Hey, let's talk to mommy.
All the time. All the time.
Yeah.
Every single live. Yes, my children are around. Um, okay, so then we get diagnosed, we find the
Mhm,
best doctor, and
mhm.
we understand that we're gonna get flown out, and we both parents can go, because thank the Lord that both parents can go. What do the parents do though? Where do we stay?
We will pay for, depending on your policy, we'll pay up to $200 a night for a hotel for the family to stay for 60 nights per treatment.
Okay, did y'all
And that,
catch that?
yeah.
That's per treatment because okay, we all know that the scary C word
Hmm.
is not just a one-time wham bam thank you ma'am, okay? We're
Right.
coming
Mhm,
back. We're coming back. That is crazy to me. 60 consecutive nights
mhm.
per treatment. Okay,
Yes.
continue.
Mhm. Yes. And not to compare with another company to 50 nights, um, $50 a night for 90 nights per year. Okay.
That yeah. I'm gonna
Yeah.
let everybody else just sit with that one. Mhm.
We have some of the highest payouts in the business. We don't advertise. We put that money into giving people better benefits and better service. And from the time you were diagnosed, you were paid. So if you had our elite policy, upon diagnosis, you would get $6,000 just because now you have a diagnosis of cancer. It would pay for any ambulance rides. It would pay $800 a night for hospitalization with no lifetime limit. That is another characteristic of my company. No lifetime limit, because with cancer, Can you predict how many chemotherapy treatments you will need? Can
No.
you predict how many times you're going to go into the hospital? No, you can't. But many other companies put a cap on how much you can receive in treatments. And so we have it open-ended.
All right. So then what? Okay. So we understand the scary C word, but hi. Just go ahead and go play Legos. Go play some Legos.
Do you want to play them?
Oh my goodness. They're fine all day long, playing with each other,
Of
having a good
course,
old time. But as soon as
that's
mom's
what they
on camera
do.
and
That is their
unavailable,
job. That is their job.
Ashriel, I would bring them on camera. Oh, it says bring you on camera. Oh, well, I would bring them on camera, but we just don't do that. Anywho, okay, so we understand the whole C word. But now how else can this help you? Like, let's say we have the coverage and okay, we're hanging lights on the house
Mhm.
and we have a slip and fall.
Well, from the time you go to the doctor, you can go to the emergency room, you can go to the urgent care, you can go to your regular clinic. Your office visit, any x-rays, we even pay for MRIs, CT scans, any scan that your doctor would order, there is a payment for that. We also pay for hospitalization. We cover 6 months in the hospital per accident. So that's
See, no, I love
pretty
that. No,
generous.
right. And most people might like laugh at that, like, oh, like, are you accident prone? It's like, okay, but no, no, no. I'm a mom of three.
Right.
Like, I have
Hmm.
seen it where families, well, I just had a neighbor, her son was in the emergency room this summer because of something, and then her daughter was just in the emergency room
Hmm.
tonight because of an ice fall. Everything's okay,
Hmm.
everybody's
Yeah.
good. But I love the fact that it's per accident.
Yeah.
We do have a question. How long has this business been around?
Our parent company has been around since the early 1900s. We're one of the oldest insurance companies in the United States.
That's fantastic.
So we've
Yes, if
got
anybody has any
that
questions, go
strength
ahead and
behind
drop
us.
them.
Mhm.
What? I'm
I
sorry.
said we have that longevity and strength behind us. So it's not a company that's not going to be around in 5 years.
I love it. I love it. What else okay, when you were first looking at the policy, like what was something that just like blew you away? Or even to this day still does, where you're just like, why does not everybody have this?
Because the biggest objection I get is that people say, oh, well, I've got good health insurance. And there are people who may never have had something serious like a loved one have a heart attack or someone have cancer to where they saw financially what the people went through. And I always say, well, does your health insurance pay to put food in your grocery cart? Will it pay your rent or your mortgage? Will it pay your deductibles and copays? No, it doesn't. But this could. And everyone's pocketbook is getting a little extra mileage, unfortunately, over the past year. And it's one way just to have some financial leverage. So instead of pulling out that checkbook, you have extra financial resources that are paid directly to you.
I I'm just blown away. Okay, now I know that when I was looking at this policy with you, I'm like, okay, this is a lot of money going back to me. So I'm sure this is really expensive. We don't need to go ahead and break down, like what the prices are
Mhm.
because every family is different.
Mhm.
But we were super close to purchasing it at the time. We just couldn't just because, things were up in the air.
Mhm.
But when we were looking at it, Jake was like, wow, these numbers make
Mhm.
sense. Like
They're
this is something that
affordable. It's
yeah,
affordable on any
exactly.
budget, and it's personalized for your family, for what you need and what you can afford.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I know that there's a lot of numbers floating around and a lot of great things with this package, but it's not as extravagantly priced as one might think.
No,
So
and I always say for the price of a gas station cup of coffee, I'm talking SA, the quick stop, not Starbucks, you can get good coverage for your entire family.
that's awesome.
We
I
we
love that.
created this with working families in mind. And one other advantage with my company is we have what we call a return of premium. So let's just say you hold the policy for a number of years and you have the accident policy and no one has an accident. Well, you will get your money back. We pay your money back. It's called return of premium, and we refund that money to you. So
I love
the
that.
people say that they're there for you when you need them, and they pay you back if you don't. So,
Yes.
mhm.
That blew my mind. Yes, because I was like, well, it's just like an extra savings account. And then if we don't use it, then
Right.
we can
And
just
some
go ahead and
people view it that way because there's just this comes out every month. And if you don't use it, you get a check. And I actually have, there was an older woman and she had had it for like 20 years. And she had moved a couple of times, but her insurance agent found her and gave her a check for over $30,000 because she said, "Oh, I forgot I had it," because she had never used it. She had gotten a cancer policy and some other policies, and so she got that money all paid back. But when we pay your return of premium, you still get to keep your insurance at the same rate.
that just
Because we don't
every
raise rates. We
program.
don't raise rates on our clients. So once you lock into a rate, you keep that rate.
That's wonderful. Do you have do you have to have a separate insurance for cancer policy, heart attack, and then broken bones? Great
Yeah, they're
question.
four separate policies. And so it makes it nice that you might be more concerned about heart disease because it runs in your family. Maybe you're not as concerned about the others. So you can get, some people get all of them, some people get one or two, but that's where this personalized service comes in because I meet with people one-on-one on Zoom and I let them tell me what their concerns are, what their needs are, and then they get to decide what's right for them and at what level.
I do remember that going through it, and I'm like, oh, well, we don't really need that. Maybe we do need
Mm-hmm.
this, and we'll
Yeah.
pick up that later. So I love the fact that, yes, you get to personalize your care package.
Because your life isn't one size fits all. It's not. Even people that are the same age, their lives might be very different. Their family history might be very different.
Yes. So then what happens if somebody does have a trip and fall and they don't give you a call? Like, is there anything that can be done or
You mean when they have the coverage?
no,
What?
if
No.
they do
Oh.
not have the coverage?
Well, if they have a slip and fall and they don't have the coverage, they're going to have to see the doctor, but I can't help you then. So that's why I always say before you take that slip and fall, give Dr. Sharon Adams a call.
Yes. Yes, especially with the ice on the ground and oh my goodness.
Right, now it's winter. It's winter. And so I would say a lot of the families that I work with usually start with the accident policy because anyone can have an accident. And I will tell you as a pediatrician, if you have you're a parent of a young child, you will get to know the urgent care. You will have your visit to the ER, and often at the worst possible time.
Usually 3 in the morning seems to be the
Yeah.
golden hour.
Or on holidays. Yeah.
Yes. Does anybody else have any other questions for Dr. Sharon Adams?
Mom.
Troy always has accidents. Yes, I have heard a couple of his horror stories. So
Mhm.
yes. Okay, wait. I have a question.
Yeah.
What if they were to get your policy,
Mhm.
but they do have medical history of fractured ribs or broken bones? Is there like
Like pre-existing
there you
conditions?
go.
For the accident policy, they will go over the joints of your body. And let's just say last month you tore your rotator cuff in your right shoulder. They would insure all your other joints, but the right shoulder they would not insure for 1 year. But you would still qualify. All the rest of the joints that are working would be covered. It just wouldn't be that one pre-existing one. And that's only for a year.
Okay, so it's only the joints, so it has nothing to do with the bones.
No, it's just that they ask, do you have any ongoing conditions related to, and they'll put ankle, wrist, they put all the joints of the body. So
Gotcha.
having a broken bone would not make you unable to get the insurance.
Okay. And then what if you're diagnosed now with something? Like without the coverage? Is that what you mean, Lenore?
It depends on what it is.
Okay.
We only have two really strong pre-existing conditions. One is HIV or AIDS. The second one is a pre-existing history of heart disease. So a heart attack, a stroke, those kind of things. But
Okay.
diabetes, seizures, cystic fibrosis, all of these other illnesses that make it very hard, almost impossible for you to get life insurance, we don't even ask about.
That
So it's
that's fantastic.
very easy. It's very easy to qualify. And literally, it's just a few simple questions.
Yes, that
We
form
have
was not intimidating at all.
simplified health coverage.
Yes.
So
And then
people
just to be
understand it.
clear,
See, people understand what they're getting.
yeah, it was really great because I was even able to understand it, which it takes me a couple of
Oh,
times to hear something.
mhm.
So I was even able to understand it, guys. Okay, so, but now just to be clear, we
Mhm.
still want to have health insurance, and this would just be like an added
Yeah,
bonus.
because it's supplemental. And some people, but unfortunately, even though we have the affordable health care, a lot of people cannot afford it.
Oh yeah.
And so at least they would have something, with this. But of course, everyone needs health care. It's just that it should be affordable for all. I will don't get me started on that one. So.
No,
Well, see, I
no.
have relatives that live in England. And so my nephew, he married an Australian. And so he was on the Australian healthcare system. And then they moved to England. Now he's on the British healthcare system. They pay next to nothing for their healthcare. And they have good quality healthcare. Mm.
Just
We
yeah,
pay more than almost anyone else in the world for healthcare.
yeah, yeah. And
So
yeah.
this is something that's going to pay you. I just call it financial leverage.
Okay,
We
so
all need
Lenore,
it. There's never been a time, I think, like there is now, where people are really, really struggling just to live. Minnesota, the electricity bills are going to go up this winter, and we have to have our heat on. Groceries are more expensive. And, and
yeah.
I've even heard a lot of people who just finished their open enrollment, their premiums have gone up. And I will tell you, I will guarantee you, if you read the fine print on your policy, which no one does, you will find that you are going to be responsible for more out-of-pocket costs this year. And I just think it's a way we can fight back, beat the system.
I love it. Yes, beat the system,
Mhm.
yes. We work hard for our money. We should be able to keep it in our
That's
pocket.
right.
We
And the
should be able
system
to.
is not designed to pay you. It's
Right,
designed to make sure the medical people get paid. So.
exactly. So we did have a comment. Lenore says, I would like to know more. So that was great, Lenore. Thank you so much. So after our little live, I will go ahead and post all of her information that you need in order to
Yeah.
contact Sharon.
Mhm.
And that's what you do. And then you get all your questions answered, and she will go through everything step by step with you.
Yeah, I
So
would love to do that. I'd love to just give people the education because it's just something that can make such a difference, you know,
something that was
just the
huge.
peace of mind that you can have to know
Yes.
that you've got this coverage.
And something that was huge about you with your doctor name is you're able to talk the doctor talk. Could you go ahead and like break that down on why you specifically can, I don't know, are a little bit better, a little more helpful with this because of you being a doctor?
Well, I do the claims for my patients. I fill them out. Not my patients, I said patients. Oh dear, my clients. Sorry about that. just
That's
kind
okay.
of
I was
slipped
just gonna
out.
roll with it.
Yeah, but when they call, I ask, when they call me, I just get all the information. I fill the initial application out, and then I get the forms to their doctor. And so I review what your doctor, because your doctor has a sheet that they have to fill out. And I review what your doctor writes because there was one doctor that did not really fill out the history very well. And I had a sorry, I had a client, and her daughter was riding on her scooter, falls face for into the cement, breaks off her two front teeth, has some cuts in her mouth. She goes into the dentist, and the dentist wrote what they said they had to do fillings, and they did this and they did that, but they never wrote the the child was on her scooter and fell. It's an accident policy. So nowhere in the history did they say that there was a fall. So I did call the doctor back and just very nicely said they have this special insurance that pays for accidents and injuries, and the patient fell from her bike. Could you please document this in your form? And so they filled it out again.
I love it.
So
Oh, there's also
I'm not
other.
afraid to talk to your doctor. So I am your advocate, and I'm going to make sure that they put everything on there properly so you can get paid the most.
And there's another secret about her. So we were talking about vacations and going to other countries. And she said, as long as it is written in English, I'm going to let you take over because I think you know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, your policy travels with you. So we actually had a client that was on a cruise and he went to Puerto Rico and he fell and broke his leg and he had to be airlifted to Houston, Texas. He's from Colorado. He had surgery, a couple of surgeries, had to stay in hospital for 10 days. Then they flew him back to Colorado where he lived for his therapy. And as long as your initial paperwork is written in English, we will cover your policy anywhere in the world.
I love it.
Mhm.
And do not let her fool you. She is totally bilingual. So she can
Sí, yo
read
hablo
the
español. Es mi lengua segunda.
See, that's all I got. I don't even know what you said, but it was cute. Um, so yes, as long as the documents are filled out in English, because she cannot, change them into English for you, then the policy goes with you.
Right.
But if you have a friend who doesn't speak English, Dr. Sharon Adams, I mean, she has it all. So
Yes.
yeah,
I can refer people that speak Spanish. I can do my presentation in Spanish. So
I love it. I love it. Is there anything you can't do?
I'm not good in the kitchen. I don't cook.
Right.
I make reservations.
I love it.
Fortunately,
She
my husband cooks, and he's a very good cook, so he does all the cooking.
is. Good. Good. Yes. Does anyone else have any other questions? Give it a couple of seconds here. This is interesting. Thank you so much, Lenore. You have been on point. Yes, I am so glad that you circled back, Dr. Adams, and you were able to break this down for us again, especially right before the holidays, right before big travels, right before, people go get their last physical throughout the
Yeah.
year. Maybe they're feeling just like a little bit under the weather and they're like, I don't know, and I don't know what to do about this. Give her a call before you take that slip and fall.
Yeah. And just, give yourself the gift of peace of mind because that's what it gives people, peace of mind. Because sometimes the what ifs of life actually happen. And you just know if you went to the doctor and had a bad diagnosis, if you had a bad accident, that you will have another stream of financial resources coming directly to you.
Exactly. Lenore, that's a great question. Are there any questions that we should have asked? Is there anything that you would like to touch on, Doctor, before we go ahead and let you go? Is there a question that maybe you thought should have been asked?
Well, I just think that it's something that everyone just deserves to hear about. And it's just been my experience having been a pediatrician, that I would hate for any other family to go through what I've seen some people go through. And this is
Beautifully
something that could spare your family from ever having to go through that. And it's
Exactly.
affordable. And that's the thing. It is affordable on every budget. And if you don't use it, we pay your money back. So it's like a win-win. There are a few win-wins in life, but I think this is definitely a win-win.
I love it. I love it so much. Well, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for sharing this again. And with that, yes, very affordable. Thank you, Carol. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Carol.
So yes, I will go ahead and I will sign out. And hang on. I will go ahead and sign out, and I will let you go. And then I will put all of the information. Hold on, Addison. Come here. Okay. Okay.
Oh, and just to say, I'm usually available in the evening and on the weekends. So, book a 15-minute Meet Dr. Sharon appointment this weekend. I'd love to talk to you.
Perfect. And I will make sure I put all your information above the post.
Oh,
So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Amber.
All right. Well, I am Amber McCarty with Meticulous Engagements, where it's my business to know your business, so you can go ahead and share your business with the world, just like we did tonight.
And
Bye, guys.
before you take that
Yes.
slip and fall, give Dr. Sharon Adams a call.
Love it.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.